Hey guys, my name is Gary Lavin. I'm co-owner of Fitness Redefined in Jupiter, Florida, and we're going to go over some exercises and some movements today that you should and maybe should not do post-surgery. So the first thing we're going to be looking at today is an angel stretch. So I have Layla on the wall here. She's going to put her arms straight out, bend her elbows at 90 degrees. Keep everything attached to the wall as best you can. So we're going to tilt our hips a little bit, get rid of that space in the wall, and then we're going to just drive our hands straight up as best we can in a pain-free fashion. If it starts to hurt here, then that's your end range, and then just bring them back down and then drive them back up. If you want to push this back a step, we can do this move on the floor. All right, so to regress the stretch on the wall, if you want to take it down a notch, we can go to the floor. We're going to bend our knees, feet flat on the floor. We're going to push our back into the floor. Again, hands out, elbows at 90 degrees, and we're going to push straight up again. Try and keep everything attached to the floor. Try and keep your elbows attached to the floor, your wrists, your fingers attached to the floor, up and down. If your hands start to raise or your elbows start to raise, that's pretty much your end range of motion. And of course, let pain be your guide. All right, so the next move we're looking at here is an archer pull. An archer pull is going to be really great for opening up the shoulder complex, working a little back. We have a very light band here, this purple band, but if you don't have access to a band like this, you can use just like a little TheraBand that you may be able to get at your doctor's office. So Layla's gonna step and pull, opening up that front shoulder completely, staying centered over her mass, and then come back to the middle and alternate on the other side, and just repeat. Again, let pain be your guide, and don't overdo it. 20 reps, 10 per side is a good way to start. If that seems like too much, start with 10 reps, 5 per side, and work yourself up. We're in a nice straight line from the end of the band all the way to the elbow, and we want to be as even as we can on both sides. Good, perfect. Okay, so now once you've been released to do a little heavier work, some resistance training, we're going to start with push-ups on the wall. So we're going to have Layla put her hands on the wall, a little lower, right there. We're going to step back just a hair, get up on our toes a little bit, and we're going to lower our body to the wall. What you want to make sure is that you're not giving up your core, so hips up just a little bit, tuck them under just a little bit, and there, in this position, your head's going to be the first thing that touches the wall, although maybe you shouldn't go that deep, but don't try and get your head out of the way and tilt your head back in this position. Not a good position. We want to keep neutral cervical spine. Now if you want to make this move harder, we can just step back a little bit, but once that becomes uncomfortable, we're going to move to a lower surface, maybe your dining room table, a coffee table, a chair, something like that in your house. So now we're taking the push-up down a little lower. We've got a Reebok step set up on the floor. I'm going to have Layla put her hands on the box. Feet about shoulder width apart. Again, we're going to keep those hips tucked, head neutral, and we're going to lower ourselves to the box. For people that were doing push-ups before surgery, this is a great option to decrease the level of intensity but keep the whole push-up involved. All right, so now you see we have Layla on her knees here. We definitely don't prefer to do push-ups this way. This takes half the kinetic chain out of the movement, and we can easily adjust intensity by raising and lowering her upper body. So raise your knees up. If this is too difficult, I put a couple risers under here, and it takes more weight off of her upper body. All right, so now we're going to look at what we call a 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock band rotation. It's really an anti-rotation movement. So I'm going to have Layla grab a band with both hands. She's going to hold it straight out in front of her. Spread her feet out just past her shoulders, toes facing forward a little bit. Good, and we're going to rotate as if we're standing on a clock from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock with no hip movement. Your base has to be nice and stable. Your core has to be drawn in. And this is more of what we call an anti-rotation movement. So we're training rotation without actually rotating. If you want to make it harder with the band, you can stretch it out. You need to make it easier, you can move in. And if this orange band is too hard, you can go to a lighter band. All right, so another version of the 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock would be the Palloff. So we're going to have hold that band with two hands again. We're going to put it right on our chest, spread our feet out just past shoulder width, toes point forward, knees slightly bent. and we're just going to push that weight straight out in front without hiking a shoulder and without moving our hips. Again, with a band, you want to make it harder, you step out. You want to make it easier, you step in. And if it's still too hard, you choose a different band. So if the band is too hard or too difficult, a lot of times you'll get out of alignment. A shoulder will come up, just band down or step in a little bit. All right, another great core movement would be a bird dog. So I have Layla on all fours here, her hands right under her shoulders. Bring your hands back just a hair. We're going to raise up our left hand and our right leg. Push them out as far to the walls as you can. Bring them back in, and then do the other side. What I'm really looking at here is this arch in the back. What you want to do is tighten that up, pull your hips under, and don't allow that back leg to drive your hips down. Beautiful. All right, so many times I get a question about crunches, and we really never do them for one of two reasons. First of all, post-surgery, you're gonna put a lot of pressure across your arms and crunch up. There's so much pressure going on here where you had surgery. We just don't wanna create that kind of pressure. Secondly, you can go back down. This is not the way the abs work and function. The abs work to decelerate spinal extension and not accelerate spinal extension. So it's really backwards. So it's just something that we don't wanna do. If you wanna see your abs, you better diet. All right, we're going to take a look at the dumbbell bench press. Go ahead and lay back for me, Layla. Bring the dumbbells to your chest, turn your elbows out. We're going to press them up and together like a Christmas tree. Now, when you bring them down, you're going to let pain be your guide. If that's it for you, then press them back up. As you become more comfortable, you can take them a little deeper. There you go. Again, always let pain be your guide. And generally, I'm not doing any weightlifting until you've been released from your doctor. All right, so a great alternative to lifting weights or pressing weights would be some band presses. So I have Layla with the orange band here. She's gonna put her elbows at about 90 degrees, shoulders level, not above. You don't want them up here. You can actually even lower them just a little bit and tilt your wrist a little bit. And we're gonna step and press, step and push. Again, I can adjust this tension by moving it out or moving it back or banding down. Good, chest up, no leaning. There you go. Keep the shoulders down and packed. Another great exercise post-surgery would be a band row. We're just going to go ahead and pull both hands together. And in this position right here, that's a little too far. I really don't want the elbow coming past the body, and I want the elbow at about 45 degrees. Reach back forward and pull back, elbow to the side. That's it. If you pull back too far, it puts the head of the humerus in a bad position and you're just asking for shoulder problems. Now from here we can go to an alternating pull. By alternating, one hand's going forward, the other one's going backwards. There you go. This is a great core movement as well. So I'm stabilized in the core, I'm not moving, anti-rotation again. And then we could set one of these bands down. Give me this one. Hand on your hip. And we can pull single arm. Again, big anti-rotation now because this band wants to twist my body and I'm avoiding that twist. So core as well as a big pull, opening up the chest. All right, although running is out of the question post-surgery, we can still get on the treadmill at an incline. I have Layla at a 5% incline here and at about 2.5 miles an hour. She's welcome to go as fast as she wants as long as she's not bouncing up and down. So now I have Layla at about a 13% incline. It's getting more challenging, and this treadmill in particular will go all the way to 30%.
This a what now?
Arms straight, 90.
Don't do that.